The will of God, what it is, only God knows. OGK, the will of God. But a lot of people will say, no, I know it. I read it in the Bible. I have big ideas in the Bible that are God's will. It says God's will, and I apply those in my life. And I say to that, yes, way to go. Absolutely. But what should you do about that sticky issue you're dealing with that you don't know the answer to? What about a single person that wants to be married? Who do you marry? Or you ask, where do you live? Or what job should I take? Or whatever. So many choices just, I don't know, boggle the mind and can get you quite frustrated, tied up in knots maybe even. Some people stress themselves out, trying to figure out what God wants them to do. And it's just a continuous cycle of stress. Well, Ephesians 5:17 touches on that most popular as well as confusing topic that a Christian encounters and must consider. It's the will of God. Here's how this verse reads. Therefore, do not be foolish, but understand what the will of the Lord is. Okay? So don't be foolish, be wise. Understand what the will of the Lord is. So the will of the Lord exists. The will of the Lord is something that is true and obviously good, right, and true, as these verses have been telling us. This is what we just seek after, what pleases the Lord and all of that. But when it comes to the will of God, a lot of times I think, if we're honest, we'll say, well, it's crystal clear to me what I need to do. Or, as cloudy as the marine layer, rolling in. I was at the I had to run an errand yesterday down near the beach, and it was like the marine layer was just rolling in heavy, and it had been sunny and orange, when I had left a half an hour earlier. But what we're going to do on Sunday in Ephesians 5:17 is consider the will of God and understanding God's will, because it says that we are to understand what the will of the Lord is. We're going to look at things like God's revelational will, his directional will, his indicative will, his imperative will. And I'm going to tackle the question basically of how do you understand and know and do God's will? Okay? And I hope that you will, with me, pray toward that end, that we will be in for a no tension treat, okay? You shouldn't be tense about this. This should free you up, okay? As Jesus says, you'll know the truth will set you free. And God is so good, and he is so kind and merciful to reveal to us his will.